Now let us look at questions.
So how does the question tell you if it's permutation or
It's not going to tell you. You have to tell. If they assign the same task, it means the order in which they are selected is not important. It's not important. Right? So that means it's 11C4. Yes. Right? I just told you if it's only selection and we don't care about the order, somehow then it is combination. So that's how many ways you can select 4 from 11 in general. Okay? Example 2. Also 52C3. Is the order in which they are selected important or not important? He said disregarding. Disregarding means it's not important. Yeah. We're not going to put them back. We said one by one, they're not going to be replaced. You keep them. And that's important condition for the both, for combination and permutation. This is a normal selection where we don't return anything, no replacement. The answer of example 2? 11C4.
11C4 is how much?
Oh, I didn't calculate it. 330.
How do you calculate it manually?
That's another story. That's another story. Man. Are you planning to bring calculator in the exam? Okay, at the end of the page, I'm providing how you calculate it manually. Yeah. At the end of the page, you see that. So you scroll down here, and then look at this example, 6C4. So you multiply 6 times 5 times 4 times 3, and you have 4 numbers here because of this 4 here. And then you divide by the factorial of 4. The factorial of 4 is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, so I think the use of the calculator is easier. Okay, now first example is fine?
Yes,
Second one?
13.
We're selecting how many questions? No, we're selecting 3 cards. We're talking about the 3 cards. Example 2. 3 cards selected from 52. So in this case, it will be 52C3. Any questions؟ في حد مش فاهم؟ في حد اتلخبط؟ How many ways can a person select 8 DVDs from a display of 13? Why P? What? No, one by one. Do you all agree that the first example is C? Yes. Of course, because you can see the answer. No. What is the reason? Because they assign the same task. So the order of the selection doesn't matter. How about example 2? Why C? Because we disregard the order of selection. See, clearly mentioned we don't care about the order. Number 3 is not clearly mentioning anything. So in this case, what do we do? Then it is also C. If it doesn't tell you anything, it's only selection, which means only C. No, we don't care about this. This is not, the number is not the issue. No, the issue is you need to understand the question. We're selecting only how many ways select 8 DVDs from 13. You have 13 DVDs, you want to select 8 from them. No one told you that in which the order in which when this video is selected first or this DVD is selected second. Who cares? Nobody cares. So in yeah, exactly. See, did you see? He's saying something very important. In order to use the P, you need to have an evidence, a proof, a hint, something in the question that will tell you the order is important. Here, nothing tells you the order is important. So it is C. That's it. You need to have a proof and evidence before using the P. Otherwise, it's C. Example 4. How many ways can a committee of 4 people be selected from a group of 10? Also 10C4, because there is no evidence that say the order of the people selected will matter, because probably yes, after the, usually when they select committee, what happens? They meet together, they choose the chair, co-chair, they assign different jobs among themselves. But this is not the job of the people who selected the committee. And nothing is mentioned about any of these things in the question, right? So that means all what we worry about in the question is the selection process. And that means in the selection process, who is doing just selection? The combinations, the C. Okay? So that's why the answer is 10C4. Okay, another group of questions. Seven women, 5 men, that's total of 12. We want select committee also, but this time it should be built from 3 women and 2 men. How many ways we can select the 3 women step by step? How many ways select the 3 women? 7P3. Why did you choose P? But we just had a committee example before with C. So why are you using P now? Still a committee. So it is 7C3. And 5C2. So the 3 women will come from 7. Multiply. And then also, why multiply?
Because possible to.
Why add? You need to give a good reason for your answer. No, sometimes they add it. Okay. So everyone agree that I get the 3 women from 7, so it is 7C3, and I get the 2 men from 5, so it's 5C2. And the question now is, do we multiply them or add them? If it is and, you multiply. If it is or, you add. But why? See, and means happening at the same time. So you have 2 things happening at the same time. It's like a sequence of events. Like you're selecting women and also selecting men, and together at the end both happened. So that looks like the fundamental counting rule. When something happens as an event followed by another event, we have a number of options in the first, a number of options in the second. The fundamental counting rule is telling you multiply these 2. Remember the first rule? So according to the first rule, we should multiply. So the only difference is that this is like K1 times K2. The only difference is that K1 comes from combination and K2 comes from combination, because each one of them is multiple selection. Do you understand? So that's like using 2 rules in the same question. The fundamental counting rule, because you have a sequence of events. The first event is a combination because it's multiple selection. Second one also multiple selection. So why do you use why do you use plus when you have or? Because or means this or that, right? So you have these outcomes could happen, or this. That increases the number of outcomes. And if it increases the number of outcomes, the only way to do is to add, right? So you have some more possibilities. Okay? We only multiply if you have a sequence of events, but the or is something else. It just gives you another alternative. Another alternative means more options, means you add. So if you have and, multiply. If you have or, add. So the next question will be and. So you multiply, but example 7 will be or, so you add. Okay? So I will leave this for you to try